One of them's called the Master of Trenches. I wonder if they have any dogs. All right, well, we're going to go raid that site. I'm not actually going to try and attack them. We're just going to sneak in and try and raid. And we're going to try and steal livestock and free prisoners. Because now is probably not a bad time to do that. Because we currently... Now's probably not a bad time to try and do that because they are currently attacking one of my other fortresses, which I also built. Yeah, give me a shout when if something comes up. Today's one of those days where there's a weed eater like right outside my glass door. Probably why the cat's super nervous. He doesn't like the sound of the weed eater. I don't blame him. I don't like the sound of it either. Bloody annoying. So once all this roofing up here is done, we can make some more beds down here. And then build another layer on top of this. And we can build the roof. And then we'll actually have like our 3-layer bedrooms area, which will be nice. We can turn these side rooms into something else. Sponsorship deals? Not on Discord. Most of that stuff shows up in my email. Email and Twitter DMs. Although actually something that I get weirdly frequently, especially in Twitter DMs, is kind of shady sounding charities asking me to raise money for them because they see the amount of money I've raised on Tiltify for JDRF, I guess now Project Hope, and various other charities that I've raised money for in the past. They're like, will you please fundraise for us? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. We'll see you when we see you, Aqua. Thanks for hanging out today. Yeah. That's kind of my take, too. I mean, like, in my time on Tiltify over various charities, we've raised, like, it's like $13,000 for charity at this point over a few years, which isn't, like, too insane, but also, it's also not nothing by any stretch. It's enough that companies notice. Or just a scam with a good front? Yes. Also, I realize that not everybody wants to see this, so if you don't want to see war stuff, don't click this tweet. I've been seeing a lot of reports of that stuff, and that scares the shit out of me. All right, let's see how the mission report went. So we raided Seduce down. The Crimson Pulley attacked the Fly of Affection at the Hate of Praises. It seduced down, and the Dwarf Reg worked knives, led the attack, and the defenders were led by the Goblin Sastost. The Goblin Sastost tactical planning was superior. Ooh, that's not good. And the defenders had a strong positional advantage. Good thing I only sent the one squad. So yellow text basically means that there was a scuffle, but both of them got hurt and nobody dies. Basically, it's like a neutral encounter. Blue is good for us. White is also good for us. Purple is bad. So yellow is like neutral negative, blue is neutral positive, and white is good. That's negative. Ooh, boy. Okay, so what happened? Datan was imprisoned, Mesbuth was imprisoned, and Nil Bloodcat was imprisoned. So Bloodcat just got imprisoned. Meaning we just lost a few dwarves. Or, yeah, we just lost a few dwarves. Who's the militia captain of my other squads? I'm curious. Freeways. What's your ambushing skill? Dabbling ambusher. Hold up. This tactician is the skill that we need. Ambusher and tactician. That's brutal. Don't look at the comments, just look at the tweet. It's like looking at the comments on an article. Just don't do that. You'll hurt your own sanity pretty quickly. Alright, let's unsuspend this one. Suspend this. I know exactly why it got suspended, though. There we go. There we go. Let you get done. Twitter is actually like a terrible source of news in general because you get so much mixed information that's largely full of incorrect information, but it's useful as part of an aggregator. It's a useful tool for getting information about events, but it's a tool that can be easily used to mislead people. You have to be very careful about what you read on Twitter. The Picasso caught you off guard, too. Oh. I just trust that news source, but haven't looked at the comments much. I trust what the Kiev Independent has to say. One of the few news sources I still trust in regards to what's going on in Ukraine. It's basically people on the ground in Kiev are who I trust at this point. Everything else is like, I kind of have to squint at it for a bit to figure out if I can take it seriously or not. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this upper layer. I have to do something with it, though. Oh, giant olm. Interrupting my dwarves. Giant olms are kind of adorable. But yeah, plan for today. I think we'll probably do another, looking at the clock, another 2.5 hours of this. And then we'll swap over to some Odd Realm, I think. Probably going to be the plan for today. Then after Odd Realm, it's a bit more up in the air. We could either do more Pixel Dungeon or something else. I quite enjoyed the majority of the time I spent in Pixel Dungeon yesterday. That game feels very contortable, if that makes sense. Feels like once you kind of figure out the strategies and room layouts, you can really just kind of bend that game to your will. I mean, we did end up playing it like 4 hours last night, so. Oh, also, maybe worth shouting out, EDF is currently 65% off. Not necessarily recommending that you buy Earth Defense Force, but Earth Defense Force is currently the cheap compared to what it normally is. And with these new longer streams, we could play EDF in the evening. Or off stream on days off. Right, you know what? I'm just gonna use dumb tactics to fix that. Anybody got any fun plans for the weekend, though? Since the weekend is rattling up quite quickly. My biggest plans for the weekend are figure out a workflow for YouTube stuff that isn't live streamed content and isn't DF news. So continue or produce an episode of the podcast, obviously, and then after that, figure out what we're gonna do for or figure out how I'm going to develop a workflow for other types of YouTube content, and then figure out what's viable, and then figure out what people want. That's kind of my plan for my days off. Aside from that, just chilling, obviously, because I will be back on Tuesday after today's stream. You actually took today off work, so maybe? What, EDF? I could be convinced, potentially. Has work been rough recently? Really? Because I don't know why. A lot of people seem to have had like a crappy couple of weeks, to put it simply. I mean, for obvious world uncertainty reasons, it's always a tough time I'm going to raid this site with the tenacious gates. Just a normal raid. See how they do. The new position that you just got, I think. Where are you canceling hides from? Not sure what you're trying to tan, but not actually sure what they just canceled, but doing it fully in a couple weeks? I gotcha. I mean, that in and of itself sounds pretty good. Hopefully the training is easy, similar to your previous work, but new and exciting. For some reason, Steam really wants me to buy Axiom Verge right now. Not totally sure why. Every time I open up Steam, it's like, you want to play Axiom Verge? Always like, I mean, not really. I'll be honest with you. That game looks fine, don't get me wrong, but it's like similar to games you've played. Carrion, a game that I hated and left a negative review for. Steam, are you running out of ideas here? Like currently what's happening. Really feels that way. What was misplaced? Hire cancels odd job, store item in barrel. Reason item displaced. Misplaced. Not displaced. Oh, I get you. Okay, fair enough. I mean, that's good. Avoiding ethical concerns is a positive. All right, so we've attacked. We snuck into the sick midnight undetected, the hate of praises, and the defending. We stole livestock and treasure. Okay, so we snuck in and stole treasure from that spot. 5 beak dogs and some crap. So let's go after the big site with the main squad this time, because they do have my dwarves who are currently prisons. Except, literally the only thing we're gonna do is we are going to try and steal livestock and free prisoners belonging to my civilization. So chat, because we haven't had enough reasons to do this today, I need a big round of beers for these dwarves, because this is a very important mission. We're going to go try and steal my dwarves back. They just came back, and they are now heading back to go try and free some prisoners. I mean, that's good. Raise is good. Being allowed to pursue a person that you currently can't pursue due to ethical concerns is also good.
Bring out your dead!
Yep, you can say that again. I need to watch that movie again. Quest for the Holy Grail. Good movie. What is this giant Olm doing? Losing to a weaver is what that giant Olm is doing.
Bring out accident!
You could say that again. Also, we're not trying to attack the enemies. We're just trying to basically break some dudes out of prison. Which is actually very difficult to do in DF, so we'll see if we can successfully do it. Otherwise, maybe it's a quest for an adventurer. We'll have to roll up an elephant man and pretend to be Rambo. Looks like they've all left the map. Prison break generator. Hopefully it generates a prison break and not the mass slaughter of all of my dwarves. Anybody here watch the TV show Prison Break? I bring this show up every now and again because I just want to talk about how bad of a show that was. Like, that first season was awesome. Everything after that was horrendous. Actually, all the way up to the end of season 2 was awesome. And everything after that was horrendous. Did anybody ever watch that show? It was absolute fucking madness. What TV show? Prison Break. It was like, man, what year was that show? 2005. Apparently it ran for 12 years? Holy fuck, how many seasons did that thing have? "90 episodes, and these are an hour long. Good God. 5 seasons. And the first 2 seasons both had 22 episodes, and season 4 also had 22. Sorry, actually, it was 4 seasons, and then a bonus final season in 2017. So it was 4 seasons from 2005 to 2009, and then they had a movie called Final Break, which was a 4TV movie, and then they had a bonus season in 2017 with 9 more episodes. The first season was like a constant, you didn't see that coming, mindfuck kind of thing. And then they break out of prison at the end of season 2. And then after that, they made it into a giant conspiracy show, and it got awful at that point. Like, it went from being bad to terrible. All right, so the Crimson Pulley slipped into Seduce Down undetected by the Fly of Affection and the Hate of Praises. The forces of the Halls of Defending searched Seduce Down. The forces of the Halls of Defending freed the Dwarf Titan, Diamond Ring, and others from Seduce Down, and the Fly of Affection and the Hate of Praises. And we stole livestock. Success! So we got 10 beak dogs, which are going to be delicious, and we're going to eat all of them. But not sure where they're popping in from. There they are. Here come all the new beak dogs as well. Your beers worked, chat. Also, hey, Elomino. Hope you're doing well. Now let's see if they actually came back. That's the problem. Sometimes it'll be like, they freed them, but they didn't come back with you. What have you been up to, Elomino? Hope life's been good. Everything up until season 2 was fantastic. After that, everything was horrendous. There's a lot of TV shows. It's hard to have lots of seasons. I mean, it's a show called Prison Break. After the 2nd season, they're out of prison. End the fucking show. The fuck? Seen it around a few times that Shawshank Redemption is your best Prison Break entertainment. I agree. Shawshank Redemption is the best Prison Break entertainment. There's Bloodcat. To put them back into the squad is the problem. So many random ass surgeons. There you go. Well, the dwarves that were imprisoned are now back in the military, so that's great. Need a weapons stockpile somewhere. They could break. I think they did actually break into a prison to break somebody else out at a point in that show. What, a show called Prison Break? Spoiler alert, they break out of prison? Yeah. I'm sorry for spoiling such a moment in culture for some people. Because all of you are, like, itching and ready to watch a TV show from 2005. So this is, interesting. Because the first week of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, well, the first week of the invasion, the hubbub and news going around was saying that they wanted to end the war by the 3rd of March. Like, they wanted to just invade and take over all of Ukraine by the 3rd of March. Which obviously didn't fucking happen. Obviously didn't fucking happen. Now they're saying May 9th. Yeah. You know, history repeats itself is starting to become my least favorite saying. Just ever. Can't find them in English yet? I haven't seen anything about that. Yeah, no, it's like all of April. I will have paid my taxes by May 9th. That's how long away that is. You know, So, I saw you follow me a while ago. Twitch sucks. I wanted to call you up for your username because I thought that was a funny username and kind of ironic. But instead, I will just do that now. Your name is very ironic and I like it. It's like been stuck in my brain ever since you followed. I was like, you know what? Yep. But I don't call out followers because, like, I don't have a notification for them, so. I do see them all, so if you follow the stream, I see them, but you have been noticed, but it's just funny. Hey, the fuck is a naked mole dog doing up here? Please be impaled on hammer. Speaking of hammer, how are we doing up here? We need to give Twitch a pacifier, though. I think everybody can agree with that statement at this point. Although I actually realized last night when I was getting ready to go to bed that I can go to another anti-war protest because there's one happening on Saturday and another one on Sunday. There's also one today, but I can't go to that one. I guess I get to go downtown on Saturday. And the weather's supposed to not be pissing rain, unlike the last one I went to, so. What's wrong with you? Ability to grasp somewhat impaired. Why? Oh, right. Yeah, that would make your ability to grasp somewhat impaired. His right hand is gone. That would give you approximately 50% of your grabbing ability. You know, just like everywhere, there's always some insane people. You know, there is about a dozen people in Vancouver every year that like to do white supremacy rallies in downtown. There's about 12 of them. There's usually about 700 people on the other side of the road doing this. So, regardless of where you go, there will be a very small minority of morons. So it's certainly possible that's happening. Cutest. It's certainly it wouldn't surprise me, actually. That is completely believable. Kind of sad, but completely believable. But in regards to Ukraine, just stay safe. Although, currently I'm sad because I have no way of buying more. Where are the morons? Yeet. I mean, admittedly, I did have to ban somebody earlier. So, that was a moron. Everywhere. Go to Just Chatting on Twitch and sort by most viewed and click the top one and look at the Twitch chat. You'll see dozens of them. You're not used to opposing opinions? I live in a country where people think that we live under a dictatorship, which will never stop confusing me. Hello from Canada. Fuckers don't know the meaning of freedom when they get it punched in their fucking face. Hyperbole gone mad? Stockholm Syndrome? Maybe? Grass is greener? And just remember, regardless of where you are in the world, fucking take care of yourself. I don't really care, to be honest. I mean, people hate taxes here, but then take for granted the fact that they don't have to pay $2,000 when they have to take an ambulance. I took 2 ambulances in 2020. And because I was taken to a hospital and then transferred to a different hospital. My entire medical costs in 2020 was about $250. And that was for a year's worth of prescriptions. Just like people misuse the word word roguelike all the goddamn time. Something I've talked about quite a bit on this stream in the past, like, little bit. Also, hi Zach, what's up? I recently lost a patron and follower because I talk about politics too often. Just want to say, I ain't changing the way I run this stream. And if it bothers you, I apologize. But this is my space where I get to talk about what I want. I hit the wrong hotkey combination. There we go. No, IR stupid is stupid. You're cutest ghost. I mean... Give me a second. By second, like, just I'm doing a thing in the background. Yeah, they don't have their music on Bandcamp. They just sell their records through Bandcamp. So no, you're not stupid. Not unless you've purchased it. Can you listen to it on Bandcamp? You're going to sleep? Good night. Why would Bandcamp change their revenue share? What? Bandcamp takes 10%. They've only ever taken 10%. Or actually, it's closer to 8%. But wonder if I still have the download code for it. I could just send you the download code. Because I owned 2 copies of that record for reasons. Are you asking because Epic bought them? You know that Epic is, like, not actually doing anything to Bandcamp, right? The reason Epic bought Bandcamp is they want access to more artists to be able to produce more Fortnite events. Like, literally, they're just trying to extend their musical reach to be able to work with more artists to use Fortnite as a platform. They're also helping Bandcamp to improve their app and music streaming services, i.e. like maybe giving them this strange technology called a fucking volume slider for the website. But Missing that album so much? Is it all just on YouTube? Although YouTube's blocked where you are, right? Do you have any way of accessing YouTube right now, Cutest? I don't know what the state of that is right now. I haven't found an upload of the whole album. I thought that there was one, though. No, they did actually upload the whole thing to YouTube. Yeah, that whole album is on YouTube. It's under the holy fuck topic here. Or rather, it's just on their YouTube channel. Yeah, here's the official holy, like, well, hold up. Platinum LP. There it is. Although 6 videos are hidden, apparently. There's parts of it. I don't know why 6 of them are hidden from the playlist. On the YouTube channel? Cause yeah, no, it's literally like it's right here. There's the remixes. But they do exist on YouTube because I've seen them before. But yeah, not totally sure what's up with that or why they're hidden, but they did do a full album upload at one point. I don't know how YouTube Music works, so also, hi, Verifiably Human. It's nice to see you, by the way. Often their solution to being under a dictatorship is an actual dictatorship. It's funny how that works, isn't it? Like I said, something Stockholm Syndrome. Enjoy your lurks. Much appreciated. Not sure what we're gonna do with this upper area. I might just turn this upper area into a temple. And then keep this lower area down here, just make this all into tavern, and then make this up here into a temple. You're trying to download stuff that you can. Is there anything you want me to send you, music-wise, that I have in my collection? Because I can record shit and send it to you. I can record personal backups. Or just, like, actually use the download codes that I get with records. But, I mean, torrents still exist. Those ain't going anywhere. Ironically, that is how I first discovered that band. Was LimeWire. Back in the day. The OG. Ironically, trying to download something completely different. Which is actually, like, how I found the majority of the music that the majority of music that I'm into now, I downloaded on LimeWire. Number of records I own because I stole their music originally is actually kind of amazing. We are into early autumn now. All right, let's go and they're still attacking them. we're going to raid these guys again, and we're going to try and pillage them. I'm not going to loot other items. I'm not going to steal livestock. We're just going to raid them. Huge amounts of porn? Yeah, I would search by album name. But I completely believe that. That means you were either a way better person than I am, man, or a way more honest person than I am, man, really, or you are younger than me. Or you're older than me at a point where you could already afford to buy music before online stuff like that existed. People are storing a shit ton of stuff in stockpiles. You just don't listen to music? That's possible. I'm a music obsessive, so. Although, for whatever it's worth, I haven't torrented anything since, like, before I got my first job, which would have been, like, before 2009. The second I got to a point in my life where I could afford the stuff I want, I just paid for it. And I've been like that since. Don't really have any intention on going back on that. I like paying for good work. Good work deserves to be paid for. Since you couldn't buy them? Where are you? I can ask. That you couldn't buy them. I'm generally not a supporter of that sort of thing, but it's like, if you don't have a legal way of buying it anyway, then at that point I just kind of shrug and go fucking whatever. Yeah, same. As Gabe Newell once said, the way to stop piracy is to make purchasing games more convenient. All right, well, we are about to be finished constructing granite blocks. The dwarves are going to finish putting everything away and then run out of stuff to do pretty soon. All right, my dwarves have returned from their... Whoa! That looked like it went bad. The goblin Sasast outmatched Bakar of Skewer Boots. Well, that's not good. Ugh, well, great. We got a bunch of dwarves imprisoned again. Like the entire squad. All right, well, let's try and free some prisoners then. See, Amos, Manom, Atis, Servesh, Vakar, and Atist all got imprisoned. Well, time to send them the convents, try and rescue them. Directly downloading movies from Telegram channels. I mean, you do you, man. You live your life. What movie, though? Is it bad that I've considered making a Telegram channel for this stream? Like, I've thought about it. Just with the state of the world. This might be an easier way to communicate in the not too distant future. Why didn't that one pop up? Did no go off? Certainly didn't hear it. Bot? Excuse me? Oh. Apparently that one never got set up. Hold up. I can fix this. I thought I did them all, but apparently I missed that one. Try it again, pilot. No. What? No! No! Speaking of no, it looks like I fucked up. And I accidentally did an oopsie and I caved a thing in. Nobody died, though. Fitting command to not work, though. Since busy with work, you missed the end of the siege, and you know that a second... no, a werebeast did not appear. A minotaur did, though. So... the goblins ran around in the caverns for a little bit, fighting with giant olms and killing them. And a minotaur appeared, and it killed one goblin, and then the goblins killed the minotaur. And then the goblins just decided to leave, and on their way out, they walked past the Forgotten Beast. And the Forgotten Beast killed one goblin and a beak dog, and then fell out of a tree and went splat. Literally, it collided with an obstacle, aka the ground. And exploded. And then the goblins left. It's literally how it ended. I wish I was joking. But no, it literally ended because it fell out of a tree. Witches. Died due to gravity. I think it's kind of perfect. Cat, did you just fart? Because I didn't fart. He's looking at me. Smelly cat.
Is that interesting?
Not funny. I know you're laughing, but no, not funny. This old man smells bad. All right, let's build a ramp up. We can do roofs. Bison intestine. You forgot we changed that one? It's so good, though. Also, with this bot, I think I can make it, like, a chance to play one of a few sounds. So I should, like, put in, like, 5 different laughs. So you just get different laughs every time you type it in. And no problem, Troopin. Also, King, how you been, man? How you holding up? What are they feeding you? Mostly bison. Some kangaroo. Also, apparently there's venison in my freezer. I looked at the other food packages my mom gave me. One of them is venison. All right, let's see how this went. So this is my rescue attempt. Dwarf Reg, the constructive justice of artifices, outmatched the goblin Sessos. Can I just say that that's a great full title? The full title of this dwarf is Reg, Work Knives, the constructive justice of artifices. And the mechanical convents, led by the dwarf Reg and the constructive justice of artifices, clashed with 503 trolls in Seduce Down, slaying 10. Also, the human Ur closed seas, his mouth was smashed by one of our dwarves. Never had venison. I guess I could theoretically eat the cat food venison to see what venison is like, but that's probably not the best venison I could eat. Because it's like blended flesh, not exactly like what you'd want. Cheers. You do what you want to do, King. Good to hear that you've been hanging in there, though. T-Daz's right arm was smashed by the dwarf Nil Bloodcat. Yay, and Bloodcat's doing stuff again. All right, well, let's see. Does this end with us getting out? Tearing a lot of human teeth out. Kespi's losing all of their teeth. A lot of humans here for a goblin spot. Yeah, I've never eaten it. I've eaten moose, never had venison. At a bar jerky? It's kind of disgusting. Huh. Yeah, I'm not a huge meat eater, so I don't go out of my ways to eat a lot. I don't go out of my way to eat a lot of meat. But I did eat moose nostril and moose tongue at one point in my life. At a fundraiser banquet put on by one of the indigenous tribes from here. I also had moose steak, but the moose nostril and the moose tongue was like pieces about that big. Oh no! Attis was slain. This fight's going on too long. The dwarves are getting exhausted. Ooh, eyelid was smashed. That's a bad injury. That's a permanent injury, the red. Purple is the worst, but red is just like a permanent injury. Goblin was struck down. This is a long fight. We're basically attacking their capital right now. Yeah, well, considering they clashed with 500 trolls at the beginning. Yeah, it seems like that. Also, the reg work knives, the constructor of artifices seems real powerful. All right, so we made it out, but we definitely did not succeed. We only lost one dwarf, and they still have all of the prisoners. Well, give them a minute to come back. Where's Rag? Moldat, Zetum, Stotir. Oh, there you are. 11 notable kills and 12 other kills. Bunch of humans. Losing one isn't bad. Yeah, we've got a pretty good KDA ratio, I would say. I mean, look, they all have notable kills now. I think I'm just going to send them back out immediately again. Sending 2 of my squads. Why are you guys going that way? Except... don't loot other items. I don't need them to bring back a bunch of random garbage. Best chili you've ever had was with moose, elk, and caribou? Really? Hey, audio. What up? This will be another long fight. Today was a rougher day than you wanted it to be? Oh, no. Work stuff? Or just life stuff? Oh no! That's not too bad. I mean, suboptimal, but not too bad. Yeah, I've never done that with a haircut appointment, but then again, I also can't remember when my last haircut appointment was, so might have something to do with that. Done that with other things, though. Not fun missing appointments, regardless of how pressing they are. Editing a trading video? It's got to be a nice change of pace, at least. My day's been pretty good, though. Haven't been called a Nazi yet. Did get called a hypocrite, though. Which is not wrong. That's like my measure of whether or not it's a good day or a bad day now. It's like, have I been called a Nazi? If no, pretty good day. If yes, pretty bad day. To use your home desktop for it. Work laptop might have handled it okay, but you didn't have any editing software on it. Gotcha. Does that mean they have to now pay for a part of your home computer? Or actually, congratulations, your editing software is now a business expense for your taxes next year. I don't think that's necessarily accurate. To be a hypocrite is to be human? Yeah. It's the free version of Resolve. You should buy the paid version of Resolve and say that you paid for it. Maybe don't. But this is how my business advice goes. Pay for stuff you don't need and then claim it as a tax deduction. That is theoretically useful to you. They wouldn't pay you for it? No, but you get it. You get a tax deduction on it. Work doesn't need to comp it, but I mean, if work comps it, that's even better. But whatever. Ah, boy. On not churning out a video cobbled together with no effort at all. Yeah, true. Being able to feel good about something you put together is definitely a benefit. The dwarves have arrived to trade, which is good. Lots of refugees here. Hail bottles? Marched on creep menaces. Hail bottles? What is hail bottles? Oh. Assuming it's faction, maybe? That is a really, really big town. 2,000 people? So many of these towns are just completely abandoned. Like this one. No civilized pop. No civilized pop. Because the goblins have just, like, decimated this area. Literally just the sections rendered as one file, no editing beyond that. Well, sounds like you have more amateur editing experience than people who've made previous training videos at your work. Although at least you don't have the opposite problem, which is they put way too much effort into training videos at work, meaning you end up just with insufferably horrible videos to watch. So this person just asked in YouTube comments, chat, this is a DF thing. I'm trying to decipher what this means. Were children trap rooms fixed? Would be the fort to make a golden trap room, if any? What? Hi, Cyrolac, how are you? Can anybody decipher that? Were children trap rooms fixed? Question mark. Would be the fort to make a golden trap room, if any? I'm gonna ask Twitter. I'm very confused by this. Were children trap rooms fixed? Would be the fort to make golden trap room, if any? Would be the fort to make Google. What's funny is I think it's actually just a typing whoopsie, because the person who wrote that leaves comments pretty frequently and they're generally quite readable. No? It's not a long death VOD, though. Risen says, I'm your liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. There's much to share. Information has been added to the civilization world info. What requests do you have for merchants? The usual. I wonder if they're asking about danger rooms. Risen says, I look forward to our meeting next year. Our fortunes rise and fall together. We got some beak dogs. Let's see how the attack itself went. Oh, we snuck in undetected. Were we able to free some prisoners? We searched. We stole some of their books. All the forces of Halls of Defending freed the dwarf Eusteth, merchant skunk, stanky merchant, affection, and others from seduced down to the fly of affection at the hate of praises. So we freed our prisoners. Huzzah! Now we gotta put them all back in the squads. We stole some artifacts and we get to put people back. I feel like we also freed other prisoners. Hold up. Huh. We have a guest. Gotta put you back in the military. Also, I just want to highlight this because I think Cooler did an incredible job on it. This is my new Twitter banner, YouTube banner, and Twitch banner. If you haven't seen it yet. Cooler did a fucking great job on it. A fucking great job. I absolutely love it. Absolutely fantastic job. I especially like the addition to Crypt Zombie in the back here. He's got a little hand. It's so good, isn't it? Like, my god. It's like, it's good enough that I'm ready to just, like, create a Crypt Dwarves animated series, but... Fortunately, I have no way of paying Cooler for more art until further notice. So either I'm going to end up owing Cooler a lot of money or question mark. Sell them all of our extra clothing. These are the other dwarves coming back, so the ones that aren't in squads, prisoners, that need to be added to squads. Hey, there's Bloodcat again. If they're already in a squad, then they're good. Otherwise, they just came back from being prisoners. I think I moved one to a different squad by mistake. Also, we stole a bunch of beak dogs. But yeah, we also have new panels for beneath the stream, which is nice. That is a lot of beak dogs that we get to eat. Also, tons of used clothing getting thrown out now. Looking for dwarves who... still need to be recruited. God. These dwarves are stacking up kills now. That might be all of them back. What kind of doesn't explain the missing, like, 10 dwarves? Oh, I see. I'm missing 2. That's why. Let's go raid them again. Let's not take livestock this time. They immediately head back out. Best of luck, dwarves. Do good work. All right, let's buy some low boots. Buy some shields. Actually, don't have that much money. Bringing a lot of crafts still. Oh, I know. Sell the large clothing that we got from the humans. That's something that we can sell. But yeah, I'm just kind of in ramble-y mode today. I don't really have a huge amount to talk about because there hasn't really been a lot of exciting stuff happening that isn't like also excessively depressing. It's like, on one hand, it's like I could just sit here and talk about F1, but... Año. Hopefully the race this weekend is good. You got a thing to talk about then? Go nuts. Always looking for things to talk about. Relevant or not. Oh, kind of a thing, but I think Frontier is publishing a I think Frontier is publishing a Stargate game. You're trying to see if you could get it to your house before talking about it. Did you buy a horse? I don't know why I went to a horse. Did you buy a roller coaster? That was my second guess. First guess was horse. Second guess was roller coaster. Was I right yet? I just got a ping from Discord, like Discord's partner server, about VidCon meetup signups, and they want people to let them know if they are attending VidCon. VidCon still happens? The fuck? No, not right now. Not unless they can unfuck their car. Currently, their car is very fucked up. A rhinoceros, is that your gas wave depletion? Really? Really? Like a new one? Or a used one? That's a hell of a hobby. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm gonna buy some glass just so, in case we get a trader that, or a dwarf that needs glass for one reason or another, we can very easily fix that problem. Hey, Freeways. Pics on Discord when it arrives, yeah? Shit, no kidding. So, you know how we were releasing prisoners from that, that goblin stronghold? Yedil? Yedil? Yedel? Yedel. Yordle? Yedel. We'll go with Yedel. Yedel Monkhelm wishes to reside in Mothfall for the purpose of sanctuary. We have a political refugee who is indeed going to be allowed to reside here. Is a human with no combat skills. Dreams of making a great discovery. Has a strong tendency towards privacy, though she is conflicted by this sort of concealment in the abstract and rarely has strong cravings. Personally sees friendship as one of the higher things in life. Can't give you any jobs because, well, you're a political refugee. We're gonna make this into a library. I want to say one of my, I want to say one of my chameleon people wants to be a librarian as well. A House of Knives. Great, great name for a library. Also a store that actually sells knives. You can be a scholar, human. So I want to say that... Where'd my chameleon person go? Was it you? No, you want to attain a rank in society. Oh, you want to see the great natural places of the world. Never mind. It's a huge library. You just make things that are small. Crossbeats Rev Sunrise. I also have not heard of that one before. Was that the one that you were playing that you said that you kept having a lot of fun with? I have to Google it. I remember you saying that you're like, I'm going back to the arcade to play more of this arcade machine. Well, I found a picture of it. Terrible resolution, though. Is it the yellow cabinet or the purple cabinet? 'Cause I'm seeing both yellow and purple cabinets. Looks very anime. It's definitely Japanese. Looks neat, though. I can't find a good resolution image, but that does look neat. Alt C is floor bookcase, of course. But that's long since closed? Damn. Big touchscreen game. Neat. One side of your headphones died? No! That sucks. Alright, well, we returned again. Oh no! It seems to just be a dice roll as to whether or not we have superior tactical planning. So all my dwarves got fucking imprisoned again. Struck down. Imprisoned. Oy vey. Well, that fucking sucks. I guess it's time to send the last of my military dwarves to try and rescue them. Bloodcat got imprisoned again. Boy. Time to send the impervious sacks over to hopefully have an impervious display of incredible dwarf combat ship. Good luck, dwarves. On that sort of luxury, but I mean, you have a house, right? You can't own arcade machines unless you have a house. Basically. And even then, you also need like to be able to transport them. So you need more than just a house. You need a house and the ability to transport them. So fucking do it, man. Why not? Rate yourself. When the local round one is far enough away that you decide to pull the trigger. And now when you do go to the round one, you'll just be incredible at it. And people will be like, how are you so good? You can be like, well, I've had some practice. Obviously, if I can take that. Someone's excited. That's incredible. Yeah, we don't really have any good arcades here. We have like Hot Rod Arcade, which is awful, to put it simply. Hobo saw the extension of Hot Rod when we went to the fair here. Which is basically just like a bunch of modern machines, and that's about it. And kind of nothing particularly interesting outside of that. Which is just kind of underwhelming. Probably too much is usually my response to how much does insert arcade machine name here cost. It's probably too much. COVID doesn't exist in Florida audio. Come on. Praises of round one, so you Googled it, and apparently they're opening one in Pembroke Pines, which is about 30 minutes away. Oh, damn. Although I would expect shelf plans to start to get start happening again, because, like, even in areas that do have stricter restrictions, even those are lifting, like here. So I would expect those to open back up. Although concerts are still getting canceled. I was supposed to go see Psychedelic Porn Crumpets in like 2 weeks, and that got delayed until fall, so. But the Holy Fuck concert hasn't been delayed yet again, so kind of hoping that happens. I'd really like to see them. I've bought tickets to see that show now like 4 or 5 times. Although, admittedly, I am making money by pre-buying those tickets and them getting refunded. It's kind of like a scam when I can explain how. So what happens is AMG, which is a company in Canada, it's basically just Ticketmaster, and it sucks, and they scam people all the time with exorbitant transaction fees. You buy the ticket online through AMG, and it costs you a $15 transaction fee. They delay the concert or cancel the concert, and you get a refund, right? When you get a refund, they also refund you the transaction fee. But they give you, they refund you the transaction fee in like straight back to your PayPal or credit card or whatever you charged it on. And then the ticket price goes into credit, right? So I get the transaction fee back. Ticket price goes into credit. So let's just say the ticket was $60. And I pay $60 for a ticket plus the transaction fee, right? Normally. But because I get the transaction fee back and I just have store credit after that, when I buy the ticket again, when it pops back up on sale, I don't have to pay the transaction fee because it's already in their system, so I get to keep the transaction fee. So I'm actively getting cheaper tickets through stupid Canadian ticket selling systems because they keep canceling them. So please keep canceling every show so I don't have to pay your fucking transaction fees. AMG. Almost always gets your card stolen. I don't think I've ever had a credit card stolen over buying concert tickets. Ever. What company gets your card stolen usually? Live on the side of a bunch of lakes and the mall's on the other, so you have to drive a long way around those lakes. You should just get a boat. I mean, no, actually don't do that. It's like the one time you scammed the scalp. Yeah! That wasn't an intentional scamming of a scalper, though. I do sometimes think back on that and go, man, we did that, didn't we? Jeez. Also, I got really drunk at that show. It feels like it was so long ago. Fuck StubHub. Good Lord. I hate StubHub. You know, the happiest I've been in the last 5 years was when I saw an email that said, "We're sorry, StubHub is permanently closing down operations in Canada due to COVID-19. I was so happy. I was so happy I went and bought myself a bottle of beer. I was so happy to see StubHub closing. I was like, fuck you, StubHub. Ugh. Hobo can tell the story if he wants, Cyrolac, but me and Hobo kind of scammed a scalper. And then realized it afterwards. Or I can tell it if Hobo wants me to. All right, so we tried again. We slipped in undetected. Stole treasure. And freed prisoners. Man, we hold on. What? We stole a golden throne from them? First off, what the fuck are goblins doing with a golden throne? Second, of all of the things you could steal, that's a pretty heavy one. I think that might be the best thing I've ever stolen from a goblin siege, or a siege that we got against goblins. I think that might be the best loot I've ever gotten. That is kind of awesome. So you bought it, so I had bought a ticket originally months before, and it was kind of expensive in the seats, and then Blind told me that floor tickets were available super cheap. Yeah, because they hadn't sold out, so they discounted them heavily. So you bought a floor ticket, and that was fine, so then we got to the show, and you're like, hey, I have an extra ticket, fuck it, let's sell it to this dude. But then there's the punchline, which is even better. You don't want the poor schmuck to carry it back. Yeah, no kidding. Who is carrying it back? I saw a dwarf carrying it, which is why I looked. Errol. Well, hauling this heavy-ass throne. So then you get to the line, and we pull up to the Ticketmaster app and scan in, and once we're inside, we try to make our way to the floor and are denied, telling us that your ticket was seats. And we go to the box office, and we're like, hey, what up? And they're like, oh, that's your original ticket. Here's your floor ticket. Have fun. Yep. Which means we probably didn't scam a scalper. We probably... Well, actually what would have happened is a scalper would have then scalped the ticket, and then the person would have gotten a non-valid ticket and then would have been like, hey, what the fuck to the scalper? And then... which is kind of amazing. Because for some reason, we also had a physical copy of the ticket, which is actually kind of weird to me. Can we check the figurine? That depends on where they put it. What was the figurine? A rhinoceros horn figurine. Oh, sure. It's a rhinoceros horn figurine of Forgotten Beasts. This is a rhinoceros horn figurine of Forgotten Beasts. On the item is an image of Forgotten Beasts and rhinoceros horn. It is decorated with a giant cave-toad bone, and on the item is an image of a Forgotten Beast and kangaroo bone. Hopefully. I'm trying to figure out how to say your name. Satchachmal? Satchachmal? I'm probably completely butchering that. I apologize. How the heck do you want people to say your name? Oh, I understand the problem now. And why they weren't all automatically added back in is because that squad didn't have a commander. Got to go to all the new arrivals and put them back into squads. Doesn't actually matter what squad they're in. Once they're in a squad, they're both the same. Forgotten Beasts? Probably some kind of a icon, I would assume. Although we haven't seen anything Forgotten Beast. Chishachmal? I feel like this is something that my stupid English mouth can't say. Or my stupid Canadian brain can't comprehend. For other dwarves that I know were in the squads previously. Get that same dwarf twice. You were not in the squads recently, but apparently you're a great mace dwarf, so go be a great mace dwarf. We're currently doing a lot of construction. Yeah, no, beasts are indeed very specific looking. That is actually something that's really curious to say. Especially because they're going to have, like, you know, the procedurally generated icons and all that. It does really make me wonder what some of that stuff is going to look like. Hey, chat, you guys want to see IGN's top 100 games of all time? I realize that this is an image that probably nobody here actually cares about, but I have a task for you, chat. Squint at this list and tell me one game that's missing. I'll be right back. I'm going to go use the restroom. I've been sitting here and going, where the fuck is Tetris? And then I just realized they have Tetris. But the Tetris that is here is the worst Tetris. This is the worst Tetris. Also, the only two strategy games on here that I've seen so far are StarCraft and XCOM 2. XCOM 2 isn't close to being the best XCOM game. And where the fuck's Factorio? I mean, like, I don't particularly care for Factorio, but, like, where the fuck's Factorio? Or even, like, fucking is Satisfactory not on this list? I guess technically it's not out yet, but, like, come on. Where's Elden Ring? I know that that's very new, but, like... Also, Mortal Kombat 11? That's the Mortal Kombat you picked? Okay, System Shock, that one I respect. System Shock, Control, I respect. That belongs there. Call of Duty, it pains me to say, belongs there. Rise of the Tomb Raider is not the best Tomb Raider game. Not even close. Where's Portal? Oh, Portal 2's there. All right, you know that Portal top 3 best game. Portal 2 top 3 best games of all time. Wrong, because it should be the first Portal, not Portal 2. Portal 1's a better game. But, yeah, Skyrim shouldn't be on here. Fuck you. Oh, there's Portal. Did they base this on sales? No, this is IGN's top 100 games. IGN's top 100 games of all time, not IGN's top seller. This is their top. This is IGN's staff's top 100 games of all time. Yeah, I just saw Portal. They should just get rid of Portal 2 and just have Portal. Why the fuck's Assassin's Creed Black Flag on here? Fallout 2 is on here. Respect of that. Fuck, League of Legends shouldn't be on here. Get rid of that shit. Come on. Ugh. Do you think Portal 2 is good enough that it should be on this? Fair enough. I think Portal 1 is a vastly superior game. This is like an upsettingly bad list. I mean, these are all good games. Don't get me wrong. Every single game on this list is good. Top 100 games of all time, though? Also, it seems to very much be missing... it seems to very much be missing... What's it called? Frog Fractions as well. Frog Fractions should be on there. And NetHack. I didn't see NetHack on there. That is sorely missing. I could also see an argument for like Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead to be on there. Did exactly the same with Half-Life. What's Half-Life? Half-Life 2's on there. But Half-Life belongs on the list if Half-Life 2 is there. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I'm glad that I'm not the only person who did that. I mean, I personally don't think RimWorld should be on the list, but if there was a top 100 best video games of all time, I think Factorio and RimWorld would be on that list, probably. Probably. Also, SimCity 4 is a better game than SimCity 2000, even though I think I've played more SimCity 3000 than SimCity 4. Probably. Yeah, I agree with that top 100 franchise list. Also, fun fact, did you guys know that the newest Animal Crossing is like the 13th highest selling video game of all time and also the highest attach rate per console owned for any console type ever made? Is that just fucking ridiculous? Like, I can't be the only person who thinks that that is insanity. Like, I get it. I get it. More than 50% of Switch owners own a copy of Animal Crossing New Leaf. Not New... Is it New Leaf? New Horizons? Fuck, I confuse them all. They all sound the same to me, but... It is the highest attach rate non-pack-in game for a console of all time. Which is crazy. I mean, it was successful enough that fucking Biden used it as part of his, like, presidential campaign. So, Old man Biden uses it, then damn. I need to play Black Mesa. Lots of non-gamers were playing that. And, you know, I know that this is their favorite games and not the most important games. Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. Those are all gone. I refreshed Twitter and I saw this. These are all gone already. No way in hell they aren't. But these are all 2 hours ago. I just saw a bunch of Steam keys show up in my Twitter, and I was like, oh, okay, those are gone. Instantly bought it? Yeah. I have like a dozen Odd Realm keys in a notepad file on my desktop, and I don't really have a way to give them away right now because my bot doesn't have a giveaway command, and I haven't set up the script to give it a giveaway command just yet. A bit? That's an understatement. It's a, like, that whole chunk of the game is like its own game now. I just watched No Clip's documentary on Zen. Well, not on Zen, on Black Mesa. And yeah, it's quite literally just another game. But from what I've been told, it's a much better game, even though it's like, you know, a new interpretation of old source material. But for God's sake, open the doors bit was weak, was it? Well, I mean, you can't have everything, right? I don't know if you watched that documentary, Stone, or if you're even interested, but it's a good watch. I recommend it. It's one of No Clip's better ones, I would say. Oh my god, I ran out of granite blocks? It's crazy. I need to make more granite. There's a necromancer in here in my library. Maybe it's time to open up the fort to visitors. Also, wave depletion. I don't know if you saw this, but this looks super neat. It's like baby's first music production software. Popped up on Steam. It's like super duper 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 simple music production stuff with a bunch of pre-built-in sounds. Also, for some reason, all of the screenshots they made pixel art with the timeline. But yeah, it's music production software. But it's like 20 bucks. I might actually buy this just to fuck around with it because it comes with a lot of samples. Yeah, it's just a sample sequencer basically, but it doesn't have like full DAW support, but like cuz like you can't plug a MIDI interface into it, but I mean bit of fun. I mean, obviously, you know, if you own, oh, we're hunting? Okay. I mean, cave toads swim. Dwarf die if they fall in water with cave toads. Please don't die. Do I still have my own synth? Yeah, I have 2.5 synthesizers. 2.5? And a couple of pedals. I mess around with it a couple times a week. I just don't have any DAW software, and I don't have any way of recording it outside of Audacity, but not optimal. I also don't really have any interest in recording it. It's more like a toy for me than anything. Thinking of games with base faces reminds you of Papers, Please? Well, a couple of games have come out recently that remind me of Papers, Please, but none of them look anywhere near as good as Papers, Please. Which, you know, is kind of a given because Papers, Please is... Actually, is Papers, Please on IGN's top 100 games of all time list? Hold on a second. No, it's not. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? No one has a soundtrack as good as Papers, Please? Did that ever get put on vinyl? If it ever does. You know what's sad is, like, I've met people who write for IGN in the past, and they're all very knowledgeable about the industry and good people generally. Like, all of the people I've ever met who work at IGN have always been awesome, but then, like, articles like that come out, it's like, come on, dudes. It had a few indie games. I mean, like, Inside's technically an indie team. Technically. Hold on. I'll just, you know what? I'll just give you guys a link to... Because I got this from a Quill18 tweet. So, here's just a link to the tweet. Someone's complaining in Quill's comments that BioShock isn't on the list. Maybe an unpopular opinion. System Shock is better. Although, is the original Deus Ex on that list? Thief's not on that list either. Thief 2? Fuck Thief 2. I'm sorry. The name of that thing that you just copy-pasted into my chat is concerning to me. What is that? Thief 2 is? Yeah, but Thief 1 isn't. I like Thief... I've never played Thief 2. I've only ever played Thief 1. Don't at me. I'm very confused by whatever this thing is that you just sent me. Also, this is painfully yellow. I have to close that tab. Some migrants have arrived. Anybody who wants to master a skill can join the military. Anybody else can do whatever until we figure out a job for them. I mean, of course Hades is in there. It's the best roguelike ever made. Sorry, I have to inflict self-harm whenever I say that. Hades is great, though. I won't deny that. You thought it was the soundtrack? I mean, I don't know what it is, but it certainly doesn't look like, that. Because helping others is an imposition on his time. I mean, while Alien Isolation is a good game, that game has a lot of very valid criticisms against it, such as, like, it very much outstays its welcome. That game is like 25 hours long and would have been much better if it was like 6. And also it had a troubled development in that the publisher wanted it to be a longer game so that people who got it felt that they got their money's worth out of it when Creative Assembly wanted to make a 10-hour game. They had to make it into a 40-hour game, 30-hour game, depending on how quick you play. And I think that that very much did a number on the quality of it. But that's just my opinion. I wouldn't put Alien Isolation there. The Witness shouldn't be on that list, though. As much as I like The Witness, if you're going to put a John Blow game on there, you got to put Braid. Braid is a better game than The Witness. The Witness is great. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love The Witness. Braid is a better game. Also, I think I speak for everybody here when I say fuck Phil Fish, but Fez probably should also be on that list. Or if we're talking like best games of all time, Fez should probably be on that list. Fuck Phil Fish, but Fez is incredible, so. Am I out of lead? I am not. Must have lost my metalsmiths. I never played Hyper Light Drifter. Apparently they actually just put out another game. That studio. Is art as a game, but Braid is game as art? I don't know. Like, I love The Witness, but The Witness gets way too far up its own ass and, like, has a lot of problems that it refuses to admit it has. I think that the world design in that game is kind of immaculate, though. Some of the best ever made, but I think that that game's faults destroy it. Solar Ash? Is that the name of it? Is that on Epic, or is that like a console thing? Because like I don't I don't actually know where you buy that game and didn't know that it released. I didn't even know that it got announced, and I follow this stuff. Epic, PS4, and PS5. Okay, the three platforms I don't really pay attention to. Beast hunter named Dang, a dwarf. Oh, you know what maybe we need to do? Weapons may need to be in a stockpile to be used. But I don't know. Criticizing IGN's top 100 games of all time, I think, is kind of like the equivalent of punching a dead animal, expecting it to complain about being hit and asking you to stop. That being said, it is still fun, though. Where's Oregon Trail and Lemonade Stand? Where's Roller Coaster Tycoon? You know, there's one game, two games actually, that I will probably cry for all eternity because one of them got a private pressing and the other one had a bootleg pressing on vinyl. And that's Faster Than Light, which had a very, very, very private pressing of records, and I've never seen one for sale. I think they made about 50 of them. Actually, basically just everything Ben Prunty's ever done. But Faster Than Light and Into the Breach do not have that. So, I'm still just mad that NetHack isn't on there. Because NetHack absolutely has to be in a top video games of all time list. I don't care who's writing the list. NetHack has to be on that list. That, or you need a video games history lesson. Or like, you know, 1 or 5 of the Ultima games. Yeah, Syndicate, exactly. Have I played NetHack? Of course I fucking played NetHack. Come on, man. Am I any good at NetHack? No. But I've definitely played it. I literally canceled the brewing drinks job, though. Really bad at roguelikes, except roguelites like FTL. Well, I mean, FTL is a game that's designed for you to be good at. Roguelikes are not a game that are... Roguelikes are often not games that are designed for you to be good at them. They're designed for you to take a very long period of time to learn how to play slowly. And I enjoy that, but I also fully understand why a lot of people don't. A lot of random jobs that are getting done in here slowly. $275? You know, if I had $275 to spend right now, which I do not, I think that I would probably be more inclined to throw it into the Blind is Helping fund or one of the other various charities that are helping people displaced in Ukraine rather than throwing it at a copy of the FTL soundtrack. As much as I love the FTL soundtrack. It's just like as much as I've been bitching that money has been kind of slow on stream recently, you guys should be throwing money at people who actually need it instead of like privileged Canadian kid streaming. That being said, you only have to gift 1 sub to get onto the gift sub leaderboard. I'm just saying. It's a good deal, I swear. All right. Constructions are queued up. Yeah, in regards to getting good at roguelikes are kind of a skill set unto themselves. Like, you know, the first time you play a first-person shooter on a controller or keyboard and mouse, it's very hard for you to do anything, right? It's like you have to learn how to walk, basically. Whereas, or the first time you play any kind of RTS or real-time strategy, you have to learn how to walk before you can do anything else. The problem is often learning how to walk. And in roguelikes, you have to learn how to walk again, especially traditional roguelikes. That's why Dwarf Fortress is difficult. Because nobody's born knowing how to do this. Merc! The child has been taken by a fey mood. Look at that. Imagine not knowing that red barrels always blow up. Except for when they don't. I'm looking at you, Grand Theft Auto. There are some red barrels in GTA 5 that don't explode when you shoot them. I mean, to be fair, there really shouldn't be Just Cause on that list, because I love Just Cause. I almost 100%ed Just Cause 2 at one point in my life. I wouldn't put it on the top 100 best games of all time. Take a deep breath before entering a new screen. Yeah. Like, chat, do you have a game that you love that you would not put on a top 100 best games of all time list? Because I have a few of those. Games that I think are excellent that I certainly wouldn't do that. Really, I would actually consider The Long Dark to be up there. Kenshi. I love Brigador. Wouldn't put Brigador on the top 100. Actually, you know what I would put on the top 100? Cookie Clicker. I would put Cookie Clicker on the top 100 games of all time. Tales of Majéal. I wouldn't put on a top 100 games of all time, but I love that game. Eastward? I heard good things. Oh, Earth Defense Force. That's easy. That's very easy. Reciteer? An Item Shop's Tale? I've heard good things about that game. You know what I would put on the top 100 list that isn't on that list is SSX Tricky. Yeah, we go rock around and rock around. It's tricky. Also, probably one of the best theme songs for a video game of all time. Also, genuine question. Why isn't Jackbox Party Pack on their list? That's ridiculous. What all did you grab? 1 piece of orthoclase, 1 piece of granite, and 1 piece of copper. Also, welcome back, Rory. How's meetings and work and such today? Also, damn, it's 4 o'clock. When did that happen? Yeah, but that's a what do you may call it? A licensed song though. Tricky was written for that song. Or for that game, rather. Flew by? Well, that's good. Does that mean your day is over now, Rory? Are you free or are you still working? God, Environmental Station Alpha is a game that nobody knows about. I found out about that game from one Matthew Matosis, fucking hero. I've got way too many jobs queued up for these poor fucking dwarves. Still working away, but finishing up the easy tasks now? Gotcha. So that means you can, like, participate and chat a wee bit. You know what's good? Is there isn't a single Kingdom Hearts game on that list, I don't think. And also, for clarity's sake, I don't actually have anything against Kingdom Hearts, and I don't hate Kingdom Hearts. I just don't think it's very good. Even if you don't finish them? Did you finish Environmental Station Alpha? Because I thought that that game's, like, very short. The list is invalid. Don't worry. List is very invalid. I mean, I'm not a big Factorio guy, but Factorio didn't make the list. Here's the link to the list if you want it. In fact, I'm just going, for the YouTube audience or anybody else, I'm going to read this list out from top to bottom, top 100 best games of all time, according to IGN. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario World, Portal 2, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, Super Metroid, Mass Effect, Super Mario 64, Red Dead Redemption 2, Half-Life 2, Disco Elysium, Super Mario Bros. 3, Grand Theft Auto 5, Hades, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Halo 2, Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, Last of Us, BioShock, Bloodborne, Undertale, Super Mario Bros., Street Fighter 2, Portal, Chrono Trigger, God of War, Half-Life Alyx, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, Tetris, Doom, Final Fantasy XIV, Half-Life, Halo Combat Evolved, Minecraft, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Sid Meier's Civilization 5, Metal Gear Solid, Red Dead Redemption, Last of Us Part 2, Shadow of the Colossus, Resident Evil 4, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Metroid Prime, Pokemon Yellow, Final Fantasy VI, Fallout New Vegas, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo 2, Earthbound, Left 4 Dead 2, Counter-Strike, Pac-Man, Hollow Knight, Apex Legends, Overwatch, Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, Journey, The Witness, Dishonored 2, Batman Arkham City. What? It's the worst of, that's the second worst Batman game. Third worst Batman game. Anyway, that's a bad game. Rise of the Tomb Raider, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Control, deserved. XCOM 2, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Silent Hill 2, Yoshi's Island, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. God, that's not a good game. The Sims 3, Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong, Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yeah, it's deserved. Dota 2, Return of the Obra Dinn, Spelunky 2, Super Smash Bros., GoldenEye 007, bad game. Fable 2, Fortnite. That's all I have to say to that one. Dark Souls, Persona 5 Royal, Mortal Kombat 11, System Shock 2, the best shock game. Resident Evil 2, Monster Hunter, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Titanfall 2, Inside, SimCity 2000, Thief 2. Lots of 2s on this. Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Mega Man 3, League of Legends, Fallout 2, Burnout 3, Takedown, which is random because Paradise is significantly better than that. Changed my mind. Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge. Monkey Island 1's a better game. Assassin's Creed, Black Flag. Final Fantasy VII. Divinity Original Sin 2, and Borderlands 2. How did Obra Dinn get in there? It's odd duck, I guess. You can't change my mind. Most Wanted is better than Paradise? They're not even in the same franchise. One's a Need for Speed game, the other's a Burnout game. Not a valid discussion. I said it's the best Burnout game. Paradise is the best Burnout game. They never made a Burnout Most Wanted, I don't think. Mark, the Dwarven Child, has created Thebil Tang, a Northiclace crown, and claims it is an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Mistum, Helm Relieved. It's worth 6,000 Zathal. This is a Northiclace crown. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with rectangular granite cabochons and encircled with bands of copper. On the item is an image of an orange tree in Orthoclase. Aw, you like oranges? Nope. He likes botanimous coal, fine pewter, citrine. Well, maybe that's what it is. Fine pewter, citrine, the color dark green, guinea fowls for their nature, and fire imps for their terrifying features. Good thing you haven't started drinking it. Well, then you would have had an excuse. Pilot. League is the best MODA. As somebody who has like 12,000 hours of time in League of Legends, unfortunately, Dota 2's better. I'm not talking about the community. Dota 2 is better. Just in almost every way. I played way more League of Legends, but Dota 2 is a better game. You want to know how Red Dead 2 made that? There's a lot of people that are like weirdly obsessed with the fantasy of the Wild West, I guess. A lot of people just really like Westerns, and it kind of doesn't matter if it's any good or not. Some people just really like Westerns. Oh, geez, I probably fucked this up, didn't I? Let's stop dumping corpses. And then remove dump from everything on the map. Zero finished that game. You really enjoyed the first, but not a game candidate with the long shot. I know some people who really liked that game. And the people that I know that really liked that game vastly outweigh the people that I know that didn't like that game. I haven't played the first or the second, so I don't think I really have a horse in that race. No real joke contended. So I don't have anything particularly against it. I will say this. I'm happy that Cyberpunk didn't make that list. If Cyberpunk made that list, I would have had a good chuckle. Put it that way. These dwarves have too much to do. Apparently that most recent patch improved it a lot, Pilot. I'm not one to, like, you know, condemn things after they've been improved, but apparently that patch did a good job improving things, even though it's still not perfect. Red Dead Redemption 2 is 50% off, by the way. Touche. Also, do I have the memory of a, like, hamster, or did that list not have Doom 2 on it? Because holy shit. No Doom on the list? No Doom or Quake, actually. That Doom 2016 is fine, but it's no Doom 2. Doom 2 is a far better game. Like, I finished Doom 2016. Never 100%ed it or anything, but I finished it. That was a good game. I enjoyed it. It's no fucking Doom Hell on Earth. There's also no Deus Ex and no Morrowind. They put Skyrim on there, but didn't put Morrowind on there. Doom 2 is way better than Doom, the original. Yeah, that's true. Although Hitman's like a messy, weird thing these days. Because Hitman Trilogy is probably one of the best games ever made. Hitman games individually, while being incredibly well-made, interesting games, they ain't perfect. Is anybody else really concerned about the fact that the chief of the Red Cross is, like, currently in the Kremlin at Russia. Is anybody else freaked out by this? I'm kind of freaked out by this. Still love the Todd Howard video where he admits to Phil Spencer Bethesda was doing janky shit on the Xbox from day one. No shit. Like, he doesn't even need to admit that. Like, that's just kind of an unspoken fact. Just kind of an unspoken fact. All right, chat. The old Microsoft engineers told us how to do the janky. Oh, you mean the one where he's just like, yeah, we were running it in memory because there's no way in hell that it would actually work. Like, yeah, their games have been held together with staples for a very long time. I don't care about the Xbox port of Morrowind, but it's the last good Bethesda game. Bethesda hasn't made a good game since Morrowind. Possible. I don't know. Very sus, though. Pilot. Certainly, you know, would make me hesitate to throw money at Red Cross right now. I want to know what those meetings are about. All right, chat. So I'm going to go do lunch, I think, because I've been live for 7 hours, and it's 4 p.m. We're going to let the fort run. We're going to let the dwarves continue constructing things. And then when we get back, we're going to swap over to some Odd Realm. But that isn't one. Fair enough. I don't know. I've not been the biggest fan of Red Cross for a very long time. But in this instance, I would almost say it kind of is. But hopefully they let people... Hopefully something good comes out of it, because I'm just too fucking pessimistic right now when it comes to most things. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to go do lunch because my tummy's mumbling. When I come back, we're going to swap over to Odd Realm. And... yeah. That's how we're going to do this. Back in a couple minutes. BRB. No, and that's the reason why the majority of the large fundraisers that people do get thrown at Doctors Without Borders and not Red Cross. But yes, you're not wrong. Not close. Reacher? Where's the Reacher? That's fine. Nobody died. Reachers are just creepy cave critters. Not so bad though. Good to be back, Wogarden. It's punching in blood sugars on me phone. I'm done. You know what's great, by the way? Accidentally making eye contact with a neighbor outside while you're giving yourself an injection. Forgotten Beast. You released an album last Friday? Did you post it on Discord? You should. Just saying. Did he ask you to share? No, but I got a strange look. The window's closed and it's like still like maybe 5 degrees outside, so it's not exactly pleasantly warm outside. All that being said, though, I think it is time for us to swap games. So we've done a good amount of Dwarf Fort for today. Quite a good amount. We've played about 5 hours-ish of this fort. So maybe a little longer. But I think it's time for us to jump over to some Odd Realm. And I do have some keys to give away, but we're going to do that in an interesting way. So. Save. This person, you know... I do not know this person at all, no. I've seen them a couple of times over the years, but I do not know them.